at a different venue. You know, I have no idea, but I know it's been crowded here in the past. So we can try and anticipate those things and plan for it.
Yeah, I received a note from the clerk. We have a BOE meeting that day.
Okay.
Starts at 10:30, and there's quite possibly quite a bit of work to be done.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah,
to the
sometimes you're-
board, starting 1 o'clock, going through to possibly up to 9 o'clock that night,
Dinner break.
with breaks, et cetera, is that acceptable to the board? I think it's totally appropriate, because we've been talking now for 2 or 3 years about carrying this into the evening sessions
Yeah.
to allow for working members of the community to have a
Right.
chance to come to speak to us. So it's out of the norm, I understand that, but this entire document's out of the norm for regular board business. So, yeah, I think if we start at
Okay.
1 o'clock and take it right on through to say no later than 9,
Okay.
would be probably totally appropriate.
Okay, well, we can start, you know, because we want to make sure these dates are out there, they're posted on the website, and we really want people to know what's coming up.
Yeah.
So they can plan accordingly.
You bet.
And, you know, you as individual board members are probably aware of various topics that have come up along the way. We expect that they will continue to come up, and that is, some of those are areas in which we are going to need more direction. If there's something, a different approach, or you want us to go further on some of the policies or whatever. So I think in your review of this, you may want to look at, you know, kind of key in on those topics that you're familiar with and just see. But, for example, one of them, the water policies, they are integrated in the two elements, but the board also asked that they be, at least in the final version, aggregated as an attachment with all the water policies in one area. So that was kind of the compromise of not doing a separate water element, really wanting to have water policies integrated with the other things that might apply in a particular activity, but at the same time wanted them readily identifiable. And so we're kind of doing both of those things. That's not necessarily going to be in the EIR itself, but it would be in the final general plan document. So we've tried to respond to some of these things along the way, but at the same time, some of them will be directions that we get for that final document.
Okay.
And I also want to say that the matrix that Eric referred to, that compares the original with the draft general plan update, there are some copies of it at the back of the room as well, but it has been posted on the website, and it was because of the suggestion that was made that that work was done.
That was one point I was going to make,
Yeah.
so, thank you. Okay, I guess that takes us to public expression on the process, the document, et cetera. Is there any public expression forthcoming? Okay, well, Supervisor Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Glassy, on the public comment that we heard here a few moments ago on the document not being that user-friendly, that despite this location matrix, which is available online, that there's difficulty in some circumstances of linking the past general plan to the proposed goals and policies. I heard a similar comment to that recently, that the strikeouts were not, that you just couldn't easily pick up the document if you were very familiar with the past document and sort of go from there. Do you have any comment on that, or are there any other features or things that you could do to make it easier for the public to digest, so when the public comment period is before us with now in terms of the specifics and going forward to the public hearing, that hopefully we won't continue to hear these comments?
Well, I think one thing that's going to help is the matrix, and that's only been available for about a week. So I think once people get that in their hands, that is pretty easy to follow. If you're familiar with the existing general plan, you can go right to whatever policy you're looking for and see where it's ended up in the new plan. So hopefully that'll help. We also, because I know people have been working for a couple of years with the working draft policies, with the framework policies. When you read through the updated plan, for right now anyway, it identifies if one of those, if a policy that's in here came from those, it says that came from the working draft and what the policy number was in that document. So we're tying it back to both, the current plan and one of the earlier versions of this update. But I think the matrix is going to make things a lot easier now that it's out there for people to download and print out, or I'm sure they'll have copies here at the planning team. That'll make it easier for folks to understand what's going on.
Okay. All right. Any other comments? All right. Hearing none, I'm surprised. I had allotted at least 2 hours, sir. So, yeah. So, hopefully that's a sign in the positive. So no other business before us. I guess I'll conclude this workshop.
Very much.
We can talk about the budget and be here till 3 in the morning.
No. Yes.